Good morning. Good now to everybody. Good now. Sorry, I was a few seconds late there. My Facebook was hiding my start button. Go live. So I had to do a quick refresh to get it to pop up on my screen. That feels good. Good morning. I'm Kelvin Hagan, and I am sitting in for Reverend Wendy today. She is predisposed elsewhere, and it was my joy to be able to fill in here this morning, and I'll be here for the noon meditation as well. And since I was able to, I get to, and that's wonderful. So, here we are. Got a few folks coming in, so we can pop in who you are, say hello, say good morning. If you want, you can put in what you're looking to affirm in this daily affirmative prayer here on Facebook with Agape. And I'll go over all the comments, all the prayers, and I'll hold all of y'all in a loving embrace of the perfection of God, knowing that is all you can be, because God can only create what God is. Hello, Mark. Good to see you this morning. Wonderful to see you last night at the book club. Tahita, good morning from Florida. Luz, uh-oh. Well, good morning, Destiny. Kimberly, good morning. Right down the street here in L.A. Yes. Dorothy from Michigan, good morning. Hello, Gerald. Over in Las Vegas. Lenoris, Monterey Park. Cynthia, love you too. Nice to have you with us. Patrick, good now. Good now. I think it would be really cool if that became a regular greeting everywhere you went. Or instead of saying good and mentioning the time of the day, you just said good now and acknowledge this moment right here, right now. I love that. And Luz is tuning in from Riverside. Kay is here from LA. Kay Lee. Mark, yes, up in Kennewick, Washington. Rosalind, good morning from Redlands, California. Foot of the foothills. The base of the mountain. Love it out there. Good morning, Alice. Yes, from West Hollywood. Janet. Janet is grateful. Good morning, Cynthia, Long Beach. Tiffany, peace and blessings. Book club is fun, and it is so enlightening. Every time I leave the book club where we're just reading and discussing these books, I leave more expanded and more filled. And I just love that. Love that. Hello, Yolanda. Blessings. Deborah, San Francisco. Sheila Toby, good morning to you too. Narissa Brown, good morning. Yes, LA is beautiful, and it is a beautiful, crisp morning here in LA. A little colder than I wanted to sit outside, but I know today is going to be an absolutely gorgeous day. I'm looking forward to it. Good now. Yes. And we got Della here from Portugal. Bringing in the world. Thank you, Della. Calistoga, John. Good now, Agape Community. Carmelita. Pippin, Mesa, Arizona. Janet with a good now, yes. Alita from Vallejo. Gwen from Raleigh, North Carolina. Sandal from New Jersey. Got people all over the country. This is good. I love that. My mouse is acting up. I think I might have to look into that and figure out what the heck's going on. Shario, Chloe, they got Atlanta, New Mexico. Knowing, Kaylee is knowing divine right order, favor, miracles, joy, and wholeness. Everything is all right already. All needs met now. Yes, the truth. Absolutely. All of that powerful truth. Good morning from South Carolina, Henry. Shawnee, good morning. Yes, it is an incredibly beautiful day. Nice and crisp. Absolutely. Good now from Vegas, Dorcas. Hello. Okay, everybody. Good to have everybody here. And I've got this book. This is the book I'm doing. We just started it. We just read the introduction in the first chapter last night. Living Without Fear by Ernest Holmes. And I'm Kelwin Hagen. And I'm an Agape licensed spiritual practitioner. And I can be found here on Facebook as well. And I am always available to talk, pray, and just be here as a licensed Agape spiritual practitioner. I believe it is my duty and my obligation, my self-imposed obligation, to be here for each and every one of us, each and every one of we. Hello, Suzanne. Hello, Marvin. Seeing only perfection, because that's all there is, Suzanne. Absolutely. Holding health is easy and shining through my body temple such that my stomach ache passes now. Patrick, perfect health is your right and your destination. Continuing prayer for healing and wholeness in my mother's body temple. Yes, Lenoris. Your mother's heart and lungs, everything is pumping and working just as it's supposed to. Hello, Alice, Valeria. Yes. I'll go over all these prayers when I'm done with this as well. And I'm going to read to you just the introduction of this book, Living Without Fear. And I think Living Without Fear, what an awesome thought to be thinking and considering during this time with so many people pushing so many layers of fear on us everywhere we go. Fear about our health, fear about our government, fear about this, fear about that. And it's like, I've had people that think I'm crazy if I'm not afraid right now. And, fear for me it's pretty much mostly a choice of how I react or respond to the things in the world out here. And I choose not to be afraid. Yeah. Sometimes work goes a little bit slower and there's not as much work and I got bills I gotta pay. It ebbs and it flows. Right now my world is showing me abundance in another way. I'm having more and more people reach out to me as an Agape licensed spiritual practitioner to be of service in that world. All I know is that I am provided for and my world is filled, and I am, as somebody said in the comments, I am all right already, and life is beautiful. But this introduction is just a couple of pages long, and I'm going to read it because all of us would do well to learn to live without fear, even as we take action, even as we're aware of the things that are taking place around us, even as we work to improve the lives of ourselves and others. We can do it from love, for love, instead of reacting from fear, which usually just brings us more of what we fear. We create our world with our thoughts. So if we're spending our time in fear for 99% of this week, and we spend 1 or 2% of our time in loving prayer and meditation, well, the universe is going to see the amount of time we're spending in fear and make sure it gives us more of what we're asking for, which would be more fear. Ebb and flow. Yes, Alita. John, I choose that today will be the best day of my life. It's the only day of your life. Every day is the only day of your life, John, and that is cool. And that means it has to be the best day of your life because it is all it is. Good morning, Christina. All right, so introduction to this book by Ernest Holmes. He's one of my go-to guys out here in the world of mysticism and new thought, ancient or ageless wisdom. Introduction. We spend most of our lives trying to avoid what we do not like and seek to experience more of those things that bring us pleasure, happiness, and well-being. However, in doing this, we find ourselves in an almost continual state of fear in one or more of its many forms. We fear what we do not like, and also fear we will not have what we do like. Worry, crisis, and anxiety seem to plague most people, often to the extent that life is something to be suffered through rather than to be lived with joy. This does not mean that we shall ever be free of all problems, but rather that life and living present a continual challenge, which we should learn to master instead of allowing it to master us. No one imposes fear upon us. Rather, we create it for ourselves in our own thoughts and emotions. What we need to realize is that we have just as much freedom to eliminate fear as we have in creating it. There is an obvious need to secure our freedom from our self-created and self-imposed fears is found in those sciences, which deal with the mind and the body. Any evidence of fear in our thought, whether it be large or small, can have subtle and far-reaching consequences. Unless properly handled, the entire process of thought can become unbalanced and misdirected. Similarly, fear seems to be able to affect the function and structure of almost every part of the body. Hear that. Fear seems to be able to affect the function and structure of almost every part of the body, and I would say every part of the body. Two questions immediately arise. To what extent can we afford to let ourselves become subject to the destructive thoughts of fear, which we have established for ourselves? What can we do to free ourselves from them and replace them with other thoughts and ideas which will contribute to our welfare? The escape from fear does not involve retreat from living, but it does mean that our reactions to experiences should not be allowed to overwhelm us, but should lead to constructive action. This implies that there should be a renewing of the mind so that its reactions to life are not negative, and that a watch should be maintained on our process of thought so that they are maintained on a positive, constructive, creative level. I mean, hear that again. The reactions to life are not negative, right? Okay, wait. There should be a renewing of the mind so that its reactions to life are not negative, and that a watch should be maintained on our processes of thought so that they are maintained on a positive, constructive, creative level. If a person seeks to free themselves from limitations which his fears have imposed upon him, it will also be necessary for him to free himself from those ideas which have nourished and kept the fears alive to rack their damage. The purpose of the material in this book is to show you the pathway that may enable you to start your journey to the new freedom, a freedom from fear and greater participation in all those things which make life more worthwhile. You can find a freedom from fear, and you can discover the ways and means to achieve more of what your heart desires. Your journey can be made. The goals can be achieved, but it is something that no one can do for you. For the attainment rests in the process of your own thoughts. The challenge in life and living is to what degree we can learn to think constructively. This book can show you the way, but the actual traveling of that way is up to you. And in your journey from fear to freedom, you will be making the greatest discovery anyone can make, the discovery of yourself. That introduction. Last night in the book club, that introduction stirred up such a discussion that it took us 45 minutes just to get through the introduction as we discussed things that it rose up in us as we were doing it. This is what we do. We dig into the what is currently our state of being. What is our mind state? What are we creating in our lives with our thoughts? And once we know that we're creating things that are not serving us and not serving us all, we can shift those. We can shift those thoughts and change everything in our life that those thoughts create and have created in the past, present, and future. Living without fear is a choice and an active action that we get to take. We get to take. I love that. I love this little book. Okay, so I'm going to go through all these comments later on, any prayers, the requests that are in here, any affirmations of the truth. I will be going through all of these as soon as we're done with the prayer this morning. And now I'm just going to take some time here and I'm going to go into prayer. And we're going to start with my easy peasy threesy. 3 simple breaths to bring us back to this moment right here, right now, in this loving, beautiful place. God is because I am. I feel it right now. I feel the gratitude welling up inside of me. The gratitude that I woke up to this morning when I woke up and I was lying in bed and I was breathing. Gratitude for the breath that was coming in. Gratitude for the love that I was experiencing at that moment. Love for myself as part of this one being, this one life. Gratitude. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. And I am grateful for all of it. All the flow and all the no. Yes, the challenges that are bringing me gifts, that is bringing me gifts. The challenges. I am grateful for each and every one of these challenges. These times for me to reflect, to look at where my head is, my mind is, and the shift. I am grateful for my ability to make these shifts. And I know that everything taking place is absolutely just one thing. One thing, people. What is that one thing that everything is? Name it what you like. It doesn't matter, because the name you give it can never encompass all of it. Life, lifing. Nature. God. Infinite everything. It. And it is everywhere. It is everything. It is what I am. It is what you are. It is what, and this is the beauty of it, what we are. Because we are the one thing that is all things. Hear that. Know that. Experiencing it. Know that when you look at any individual anywhere, you are looking into the eyes of yourself as and in the living, breathing life of God. So as I move forward, knowing that fear is a creation of my own thought, and that I get to choose whether I allow this fear to be the defining nature of my life. I get to choose this. So as I move forward from this, I respond with love. Regardless of the outpicturing from the world, I respond with love and gratitude. I respond with the gratitude of knowing that all things are working for our greatest good, our greater good. Everywhere, always, in all ways. The simple truth. So as I hold each and every one of us here, and some of us have issues with health. And I know that where you are, by the mere definition and the mere fact that you exist, that God is there where you are, in you, as you. The perfection of God, the perfect healing of God, in whatever way that manifests out and demonstrates, is taking place right now. You are experiencing the perfect life of God right here, right now. And I extend this reach out into the whole world, and I look at all the things taking place in the world that are bringing fear to this world. And I know that in each and every one of those places, that fear is part of the creative process, creating where our world goes. And I choose to step past the fear and to see the love that is there, to see the love that is in all the countries in the continent of Africa, to see the love in all the countries in the continent of Europe, of Asia, to see the love that is inherent in the entire Americas, every country from the bottom to the top of South America to the top of Canada, every single country in the Americas, to see that love is there. Unification is the truth. all is God, if everything is God and God is all, then I have no reason to be fearful of anything. And I make the choice to step beyond fear and acknowledge the love that is thriving everywhere. I acknowledge right now the perfect healing and perfect love taking place in each and every one of our lives, right here, right now. I acknowledge and accept the divine love of God as my life. Say that with me. I acknowledge and accept the divine love of God as my life right now. I am good now. Love is good now. Peace is good now. Abundance is abundance of all things in love, abundance of finances, abundance of health, abundance of air breathing, abundance of ground beneath my feet is now. Right here, right now, I move forward in the love of life. I set aside the fears that are creating my bad health. I set aside the fears that are feeding the fears that are creating the problems of this world. I set aside all that and embrace the love of God, the love of life, the love of existence itself. Knowing that God is love. God is everything. Therefore, everything is love. I want you to hear the simplicity of this truth. And understand this, like it said in the introduction, we have to do the work, the journey to living without fear. We have to choose this path, and the more each one of us chooses this path, the more the world becomes more compassionate, more empathetic, more abundantly filled with the outward expressions of love. So today I choose to be that love, because love is good now. Peace is good now. It's not something we have to wait for. I choose not to wait for it. I choose to acknowledge its existence in me and know that everything is taking place for my greatest good in expanding the awareness and the love on this planet Earth. So as I know that God is perfect, then I know that we are perfect too. So I give thanks. I give thanks for the ability for me to choose to live without fear. I give thanks for the love that is the natural state of God, the joy that is the natural state of God, the abundance that is the natural state of God. I give thanks for all of this in the truth. And then I release it. I let go of all of it. All the flow and all the no, I release into the big love. I release all the doubt. I release all the fears. And today, I know that the perfection of God is who and whose I am. I let it go. I let it go. And by letting it go, I know that it is done. It is done. It is done. Amen. Thank you. Affirming with gratitude that all is well. Life is lifing, and it is already all right. I choose to step beyond fear. I acknowledge, accept, and allow love to be the responding nature of my life. Right where I am, God is. Thank you. And thank you all. Oh my God. Ah. Oh. Wow. Again, thank you. And I am Kelwin Hagen. Kelwin Hagen, Hagen. If you want to reach me, find me here on Facebook. You can message me, friend me. I will get back to you, or I might even just pick up the call. Hit then. Also, tune into AgapeLive.com. There's so much wonderful things going on at Agape. I know this weekend I'm going to be going, hopefully, on a saunter with an Agape crew after the morning prac meeting on Saturday. Come on into Agape if you're anywhere near LA, and just tune in online if you're not. And feel the love that's there. Look up all the ministries that we have here at Agape and what we are doing and how it is expanding. This very thing I'm talking about, the love across the planet. Because fear is like darkness. It's not a thing. It's an absence of a thing. Fear is an absence of love, like darkness is an absence of light. You turn on the light and the darkness is gone. Darkness isn't a thing. Fear isn't a thing. Love is a powerful thing. So I'm going to go through all these comments in a few minutes here. I hold each and every one of you in a loving embrace, knowing the perfection of God is who and where you are. And just in case you don't hear it anywhere else today, I want to say, I love you. I love you. I love you. You are loved, and you are love. Peace.